All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all. Wait, no children. No children. No, thank you. But yes,
I thought you
everybody
wanted to go
else.
to the whole
Yeah,
the wrestling thing.
no, we don't want that. We don't want that. No children here, please. Oh my
Tag
goodness.
team champions of the world.
I,
You weren't
I,
gonna do that?
no, because we're not a tag team. Never will be.
Fine,
We're like two opposites in the ends of the spectrum.
fine.
Both like the two most contrariest Negroes in the world.
You're no fun. You are absolutely no fun, sir.
And I could say the same for you. See, that's what I mean. But yes, this is the Major Sophistication Zero show, episode number 9. I'm one of your hosts, the only one here, Major Linux. Sophisticates 4 and 004 are inexplicably not here.
That's okay because
I've actually started
I'm
the
here.
show because our guest is here,
Word up.
Scarfinger himself. If he wants to put his government out, he can choose to do that. I'm not going to do that because that's just not that.
But
I'm not
I
going to
mean,
put his government out because that's just not my thing to do.
at this point, like people who know me could probably easily figure out what my name is. I mean, I'm just Mike, I guess.
He is just Mike, but you don't want to be like Mike. This Mike. Pick
Really,
another Mike to be like,
really,
not this Mike.
really. I'm awesome, sir.
You may
I'm
think
awesome.
you're awesome. I mean, confidence and being very conceited can get you very far in life, but no, nobody wants to be you, and if they do, they need to really evaluate their life choices.
Speaking of confidence and being conceited, how's the job coming?
It is fantastic, except for the parts where I don't do anything. That
Okay.
becomes the hard part.
Uh huh.
Staying awoke that's a full-time job for me now.
Wow.
Staying awoke.
I'm envious because with my
Don't
job
be.
with my
Don't
job
be.
now I'm trying to no with my job I'm trying I used to work as an assistant at the place where I am now. So I was the assistant, and it was always a thing where there was stuff that I just didn't have to deal with. It was just like, well, that's for the manager to do. So and there was times where I would just be sitting downstairs playing on my phone or something like that, bored out of my mind. Now that I'm the manager and I don't have anybody to pawn anything off on, man, I've been slam packed. Like it's every day is like, okay, I have that to do before the end of the day. Go. So
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that's what my job would be like, provided there were Linux things to do.
mhm.
Um, to where I am the sole owner of them, and if things go bad, I would have to fix them. But because nothing is going bad, it's just been kind of very easy sailing. At least after the that heartbleed incident that happened not too long after I started.
Uh huh.
That was a very, very easy fix. So there's that.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I guess slow going is better than no going at this point.
I guess I would. I mean, like I said, yesterday I had a pretty eventful day that kept me up for like a good for the last part of the day.
Mhm.
But yeah, today there was pretty much nothing, and reading articles and watching YouTube videos can just put a nigga to sleep.
I have been watching YouTube videos. I've been watching Spoken Reasons. Like I never really heard of the guy before, but Blue from Open Forum Radio and Proving Point put me on to Spoken Reasons, and he's actually quite funny. And it. And so and I've been doing that, and then I had a I had an evaluation yesterday, and so my boss was there with me like all day. So I was just messing around and like suggesting YouTube videos for her, like the one semester of Spanish love song.
What pray tell is that?
This guy made a song, and it's supposed is like he sings it like a Spanish love song, but only using things that you will learn in your first semester of Spanish.
So I would imagine it's not very, very detailed.
No, and it's kind of funny. So, but yeah, so you know, that type of stuff, and yeah, I do a lot of I do a lot of watching stuff at work. Like I've been watching like Orphan Black and all that kind of stuff. Like I'll put it on a hard drive and then just plug it into the computer downstairs because you know I work downstairs from my home, so I just kind of just you know have TV shows and stuff like that on my computer, and I just take it downstairs and plug my hard drive in and just be watching stuff.
Do what you do.
Yeah. And then I'm undertaking a thing where I used to do this thing where for episodes of the Dream Team, I used to go in and listen to the episode and write down like if there was like YouTube videos and stuff like that that we talked about, and then like when we you know the for our music breaks and stuff like that, and I used to post the videos and stuff into our I post all of that stuff into the Dream Team. I didn't turn my phone off. My bad.
That's no problem.
So I post that all into the Google Plus community, and I stopped doing that a long time ago, and I just started picking that back up. So that's been an undertaking, and that also requires me to look at a lot of YouTube videos. So
nice. So I hear that you did mention the Dream Team. It's one of the podcasts that you're on. Are you on any other shows?
I mean, I have my own show, Scottcasm Live, which because of Scott being in love and
yeah, that dude is being a little sappy nigga.
Yeah, he's in love.
I mean, I'm happy for him, but man, that shit just like blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he actually posted to Facebook the thing that he told us about her being pregnant. He posted that, so I guess that cat's out of the bag. So he's gonna have another kid. So
congratulations.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, he has 2 boys. So this is kid number 3 for him, and that's awesome, I guess.
That'd be kid number 3 for her too, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because she's bringing in 2 as well. Because he mentioned like a Brady Bunch scenario.
Right. Yeah. So one of those things. It's weird.
So he's
did they have any? Hold on, the Brady Bunch. Did they have any kids together?
I don't think so.
Unless they did one of those jump in the shark moments where they bring in a new kid.
I mean, there's that, but then I think that was like a cousin at that point.
Ah, cousin. All right. I knew. I think I was thinking something of that nature. So I figured.
I only know that from Family Guy. So
yeah. It can't be as bad as the kid, the Married with Children kid.
Yeah, I never got into that show.
Okay, yeah. They brought in a kid to Married with Children, and it was terrible. Terrible. And that was back when Bud wanted to be a rapper. His name was Rap Master B.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was really terrible at that point. What happened? The guy who was Marcy's husband, I guess he left the show, so they brought in the new guy. It was all kinds of stuff that happened that made Married with Children jump the shark.
All right, so what else have you been up to this week, man?
Mostly it's working. Like my days consist of my car broke down, so I don't have a car right now. So I've been at home. So my days mostly consist of going to work, coming home, playing 2K, watching a few things, playing 2K Mobile, and starting that day over. That's the majority of my day. There's food and other stuff in the middle of that.
Yes, I was worried about that part. You know, I feel like my wife. See, I normally don't like to talk about food in normal everyday conversation,
Hmm. But for the
but
most part,
that.
I've only eaten what I've had here, and then I've eaten Chinese food because the Chinese place is not very far. Across the street a little bit that way. I can walk, go get me some Chinese food, and I'll be all right.
Now, will you eat it there, or do you pick it up and bring it back and eat at your
Or
house?
I pick it up and bring it back. I'm a homebody. I'd rather be at home.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I know when I walk to go get something to eat, I tend to eat it there and then don't want to walk back to my house.
Aha.
But
See,
then again, I don't
that's the
live
thing.
anywhere near restaurants, so that just becomes an issue anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid getting the itis somewhere else. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like a nice 15, 20 minute walk. And like I said, I can go to Subway, Chinese restaurants, Italian restaurants, there's Domino's and all like that.
Hmm.
Like they're all really close together, but it's a walk to get there. And like I said, last time Tiffany and I did it, sit there, I ate the Subway, and it was like, oh my god, now I gotta walk all the way back. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not walking back with subs to my house because I would smell the subs, want to eat it. I can't wait. No, I want to eat it now. So that's why I just refuse to walk to restaurants now because I'm just shit out of luck either way.
Yeah, see, like you mentioned some stuff that I haven't had in a while, like Domino's. I haven't had any good pizza in a while because my girlfriend doesn't like cheese.
Now, is it that she doesn't like cheese or is she lactose intolerant?
No, she doesn't like cheese.
How do you not like cheese?
Exactly.
How do you? I mean, I can understand if you're lactose intolerant, and I am lactose intolerant, but I love cheese. So here's this interesting dilemma that I have.
Hmm.
But how do you, if you're not lactose tolerant, if you can tolerate lactose, the sugar in milk, how can you not like cheese? Cheese is delicious. Like life is built on cheese. I
Yeah.
mean, does she consume other dairy products? Does she have beef with those too?
No, but it's it's not like she would like drink milk or something like that. Like she only really drinks Diet Pepsi. Like that's her thing. She drinks Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi is delicious.
But she drinks Diet Pepsi. But the thing about it, this is how weird my girlfriend is. She cannot drink Diet Pepsi out of a cup.
Wait, what?
She has to drink it out of a bottle. Even when she buys a 2 liter, she has to pour the 2 liter into
What?
the bottle
No.
that she has.
No. No.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's a bunch of weirdness. My girlfriend she's a character. I'll say that she's a character.
Well, that those damn, what was it? Fuck it. Those are the breaks I guess when it
Yeah,
comes to relationships. I mean, there's going to be a lot of quirks.
yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, I deal with my fair share. I don't know.
My girlfriend is 10 years older than me. She's white and in love with Lil Boosie's voice.
I'm sorry. Who?
Exactly.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure you
I
know
know,
who this
I know,
person
you
is.
don't, I know you don't, I know you're not mainstream, but Lil Boosie just got out of jail,
Um,
and he makes really ratchet songs.
oh my goodness. I feel like the wrong parts of African American culture is taking over, and
Um,
I'm not too thrilled about any of this.
I wouldn't say the wrong parts of the culture.
I would say that.
I would say not the wrong parts, but the worst parts.
I'd still feel like it's wrong.
I
There's nothing right about it. If
mean,
it's wrong, if it's the worst, then it's raw.
okay, I'll concede the point.
Yeah, it's like there's no way about it. Like it's
I'll
either
concede the point.
the worst or the best, or wrong or the right. I
Okay,
mean, I guess I can see. Well, actually, when saying it that way, I can kind of see what you're saying.
yeah. I mean, because it's not all bad. It's
I
just
don't know. I
it's just
still feel like
all
if it's
not great.
right, I still feel like if it's right, if it's the right things that we bring over, it can still be the worst things. But if we're bringing over the worst things, those are all wrong. Like there's only one type of thing. We can only bring the best right things.
Okay, all right. I'm conceding the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
And I read that article on your boy Megaran.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know anything about him. Like when you know when we met him a couple of years ago. You know, I mean I didn't meet him. You know, I was only around him briefly, but he always seemed like a good dude. I didn't know like he was a teacher and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't know anything about him, and I didn't know very much about his music because one of the things is like they were talking about like the game samples and stuff like that, and I'm like, these are all games that I've never really played. Like I ain't never really played no Mega Man.
Honestly, I haven't either. But then I mean, my age will. As a granted, I could have played it. Yes, as a young little minor major or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, you know, I had like a video game addiction, so I wasn't playing many video games. So I had to kind of just I played what I can get my hands on. And
Right.
Mega Man was not one of those things.
Right. It was a lot of Tecmo Bowl when I was a kid. Just a ton
like
of
Tetris and Mario, like things my parents probably heard of.
Man, we used to play, a bunch of us would get together and we would do Super Tecmo Bowl leagues. We used to do it like we would all pick teams. We would all pick teams and play out the season. And just like whoever, you know, when we had to play against each other, we would just do that. Like that used to take that would take days. You know, like
I mean,
yeah, I did this one thing when I got a Super Nintendo, and I used to spend my weekends at my grandma's house, my grandma and my aunt's house. They lived at the same apartment complex, which is, you know, but you know, I spend my weekends there. So one day I had my Super Nintendo, and I brought my Super Nintendo with me, and I brought a little TV, and we had a Street Fighter tournament right there on the porch.
that's what's up.
That was fantastic. I miss those days when that was all I had to worry about.
You know, the days. I desperately try to go back and, you know, I mean, for the most part, I've been slightly successful. It's not like there's much I have to worry about anymore. My whole thing is like, all right, there's so many things that I want to that I never got a chance to, whether just the limitations growing up or limitations after growing up and just not having a job. To where now I'm starting to slowly funnel it all down to the essentials and figure out like, what I can get rid of and what I want to stay. So obviously, video games has to stay.
Yeah, as you can see, like this whole shelf is all video games for me. That is my overflow up top.
Boy, I'm actually for the first time ever establishing a backlog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've never had one. It's like, I don't understand. Like, why not play the game when you buy it? But now I realize that, you know, when things go on sale, and Sony's been really good about this lately between PlayStation Plus and just having fucking sales for no reason.
Right.
and then with me having a job now, I have bought a lot of games.
Yeah, and then they having those sales where stuff is like $5 and stuff. Like
that shit was $1. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? Like a whole season of Back to the Future, I don't even care about it.
I
It's $1.
I love that game. I love Back to the Future. The Back to the Future is it Telltale?
Yep.
Yeah, I love the Back to the Future Telltale game. I played that. That was my first Telltale game. Before The Walking Dead for me, that was my first Telltale game. I rented it from GameFly and it was all on one disc.
Nice.
And I really enjoyed that because it's basically like the next series of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of really cool, and I liked how it all kind of worked out, and it just kind of worked for me. I dug that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, like I said, my first one was the Wolf Among Us. So I'm playing it now with I'm having let's say Tiffany's watching me play it.
You didn't play Walking Dead?
No, I skipped that one. I played the first episode. First zombie jumped out. I said, "Fuck this shit." Then turn it off. Just walked away.
I played the first episode of Wolf Among Us because it was free on Xbox. I don't know if it was on PlayStation at some point, but the first
Probably.
episode. The first episode was free on Xbox, so I played that. And see, my issue is I don't think about downloadable games. So I don't really buy a lot of downloadable games because it's not stuff that I can see. Like if I'm sitting here on my couch, which is right there, if I'm sitting here on my couch, I can see 2K sitting there, and I go, I should play 2K. You know, that type of stuff. Like, but for my download games, I don't really see those very often. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have been playing a downloadable game. I taught my girlfriend how to play Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is a really good girlfriend mode game.
That sounds familiar, but I don't recall.
It is based off of a board game where you have colored tracks and you get these tickets and you basically have to draw cards in order to put trains down to connect these two destinations together. It's based off of a board game, and it's really fun, and it's not very hard to teach someone. It's not very hard to teach someone, so it's an excellent girlfriend mode game. Or boyfriend mode when you're a female gamer.
This on the 360?
Yeah, I'm playing on 360, but you can get an actual board game of it. And it is on it is on iOS and Android, but the Android version is like $6.99.
I don't see what the problem is in that. I mean, is it cheaper on Xbox?
I don't think I paid very much for it. I think I got it when I got it. It was on sale for like $5. And and I think I got the iOS version. It was on sale for 99 cents.
Okay.
But since my iPod, the battery life is shite, as they would say. I've been watching a lot of Orphan Black. The main character is British. But since the battery life on my iPod is shite, I don't really play it, and that's and it sucks because I bought so many games for iOS when I first got my iPods and stuff like that, and if I take my iPod off airplane mode, it is a wrap. I can play podcasts all day as long as they're not video podcasts. I can play podcasts and I can play music all day, but the moment I take that thing off of airplane mode, that battery is like, nope, not going. So there's a lot of games like Plague Inc. I had bought Plague Inc. on iOS like back in the day, because Tyrone has been playing Plague Inc.
About that game.
Yeah. Yeah, you created a monster there.
I essentially infected the damn chat with that game, and I regret it. I regret it so much.
Yeah, I just started playing because he kept talking about it so much.
I had to stop. I just had to stop. Like, I kept getting depressed by it, and it was sad because Sunday I was at my mom's house for Mother's Day, And that's all my phone just kept doing. Just kept going off with screenshots from Plague. I'm like, oh my, like, why?
But the best part about Plague Inc. is not necessarily the game. It's coming up with the name of the disease.
Yeah. Like when I named it Peace. I named it Peace, and it was the last time I played it. I just named the plague Peace, and the world eradicated it. So I'm like, wait, like I don't know if this did this shit just become social commentary now?
Like the world couldn't handle peace.
Like they fucking fixed peace. Like no, we don't want peace. We're gonna get rid of it. This is war for everybody, fighting for everyone. Like wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I played for the first time in a long time. I played on my tablet. I played on my Nexus, and that was back when the caps video was out. So I named it. I couldn't put caps. There wasn't enough space for me to call it caps. So I call it caps times 3. So caps times 3. I knocked off like 80% of the world, like 89% of the world, and then it just died out.
Nah.
For some reason, it did. I maybe because I didn't do the thing where it survives in cold weather, because it did not. It did nothing in Russia, and it did nothing. Russia and Canada are the only 2 places that survived.
For me, I don't pay attention to Russia as much, but I know Canada for the most part is the last one to get infected. Like just 100% infected. Like everything else is red except for Canada. Like how? Like what are the Canadians doing that nobody else is?
Where's your favorite place to start?
Saudi Arabia, the cradle of life.
Oh,
I figured there's so many motherfuckers coming in and out of that motherfucker. It's like might as well just put it there. I mean, no offense on Saudi Arabia. I have no qualms with them, but I feel like that would have been the place where it should start.
The cradle of life. I'm trying to think. Is that where the Tigris in the Euphrates is? I'm trying to think of where that is.
No, the Tigris in the Euphrates is in Iraq, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, the Tigris in the Euphrates is in Iraq.
And it's the cradle of civilization. Where is? I'm trying to think.
It's somewhere near North Africa.
Okay.
It's somewhere near North Africa. For me, I mean, it just seems like Saudi Arabia is in the middle of the fucking map.
I keep thinking Mesopotamia.
That's not a country right now.
But that's where
it's what it may have. That's what it may have been called at one point.
No, but that's where they say civilization came from. That's where it started. Tigris in the Euphrates River system. It's modern day Iraq, Kuwait, and northeast section of Syria.
Right.
And to a much lesser extent, southeastern Turkey and small parts of southwestern Iran.
Right,
yeah.
Which is kind of...
That is the cradle of civilization.
Yeah, it's like to the west of Saudi Arabia, I believe.
I'm just saying, Tigris and the Euphrates is the reason why we have civilization, because of those 2 rivers.
Yeah. So yeah, that was going on, and I hated that. I did. I hated that I kind of introduced that. But I'm just gonna thank Turk Reno on Twitter for posting his picture. It got me interested in wanting to play it. Then got me to buy it so I can get rid of the ads, and then just gloat or just talk about this game that was depressing me, and then.
Okay, so are you playing? Is it depressing you because you're playing on normal?
No, it's depressing me because of the fact that I'm eradicating civilization.
Really? That's it.
Because I'm killing everyone. I am essentially creating this thing that kills everybody.
But you were trying to create peace.
Yeah, that time I was, and now that just made me depressed for another reason. Because the fact that the shit was fucking eradicated. Peace was eradicated. Like, well, either I kill people with a deadly disease, which I plan to be terrible, Or I tried to fake the game out, call it peace, and say, I've killed everybody with kindness, and no, the world doesn't want anything to do with it. And I didn't even do anything different. I named it peace and played it as if it was an actual fucking disease and played it like I was supposed to. And the world cured it. I was like,
the world was like, no, we don't want peace, sir.
Exactly. Like this game just became social commentary just by me naming it peace.
But that's your fault. It didn't become social commentary until you made it social commentary.
That's not my fault.
It is because you had the peace.
I wanted it to be nice. And I wanted to feel good about playing a game that was killing people. I can't help that. I just wanted to get rid of my depression.
You wanted to feel good about a game that was killing people. That's your answer.
It's not Grand Theft Auto to where they make it look goofy. And it's not like you're killing off all of Liberty City or Los Santos. I'm not I'm just if I kill anybody, it's like a small subsection of people that live in this city, only because of the fact that they keep being regenerated. However, this game there is a finite amount of people. They don't just keep coming back. No, that's it. They're done.
There's a finite, but we're talking billions here, though.
I'm not sure if you were around to see that last week's episode where I talked about Cosmos. It was I actually put the same thing into the chat. Even though they're talking about things that happen millions and billions of years from now, it's the concept of thinking that I won't be around to see any of this, which means that I would have had to have died at one point. And just the thought of that just does not make me feel good.
Okay, I guess I understand that.
If I look at my life in the present day like I am now, thinking about what I've got to do tomorrow, like I said, provided that nothing else catastrophic happens to me, I know I'm good, and I don't have to think about that right now.
Okay.
But when you talk about Cosmos, when you sit and try to condense millions and billions of years in an hour, then it's all right, my life is that now. It's no, I don't want to think about that.
What they say? Life is short anyway, right? That's what they say.
Right.
They've always said that, but now you understand just how short it is.
Well, I knew that, and had to deal with it then. I don't want to have to every week sit down and have to deal with it again.
Okay.
There was only one episode of Cosmos that I actually did enjoy watching, and it was the one where they talked about unleaded. The lead and paint and gasoline when they were trying to date the Earth. That kind of started off a little shaky because you're talking about billions of years again, but still, they were talking about this one guy who discovered that lead was bad for us. They didn't talk about world, stars giving birth and dying, and talk about none of that shit. They talk about something that's going to happen millions and billions of years from now. Oh, this sun's going to collapse with this star, and this thing's going to happen. Oh, but, we'll be okay. We're millions of miles away, and plus, we'll be dead by then anyway, so we won't even have to worry about it. It's well, thanks?
I guess?
And then, too, it's more or less if it wasn't the fact that, I'm having issues, with my own mortality, it's now you're telling me something that I won't even be around to see. So why do I even care? Because none of this, I won't observe any of this. What's if I ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, what's happening in the cosmos tomorrow? He would say nothing. Well, something's already happening. There may be something happening now that we won't know about for millions of years. Well, will I be able to, what can I observe tomorrow in the sky? He will tell me nothing. Nothing
but what
is happening.
You observe tomorrow in the sky is, years.
Yeah, that happened millions of years ago. Fantastic.
Right. And then, what happened with the sun, what you're getting from the sun right now is what happened a year ago for the sun.
Right. That's fine. That's fine, because that's in my observable timeline. Let me know what I get to observe today, tomorrow, the next day. Don't tell me shit that's going to happen like millions of years from now, or something that's happening now that I won't see that I wouldn't possibly see for a million years, and I won't even be here to see it.
See, this is why I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah, like I made a mistake. I thought I was just gonna be. I thought I was gonna be a smart dude. I'm gonna watch me some Cosmos. You know, I was like, you know, I figured like, you know, I'm that guy who would enjoy Cosmos. Let me DVR it. I will catch it when I can watch it. And I try to stick with this, and you know, and I feel like this even with video games.
Mm-hmm.
It may be something that I play, and I know I'm not gonna like. I know, like after I've played it for a while, all right, I don't like it. But it's like while I'm paid for it, or it was given to me, and I feel like somebody's gonna know that I haven't done it, or I haven't played through it.
Oblivion.
Huh?
I said Oblivion.
Well, for me, it was Contrast.
Contrast.
And Knack.
Hold on.
Like, well,
did I play? I started Contrast. I started Contrast because Sherry liked it, and she told me that it was a good game, and she liked it. So I tried it. I tried it based off of her recommendation.
Now we're talking about the PS4 game, right?
Yeah, but it's available on. It was also available on the previous consoles, but she's been playing on.
Okay. So yeah, I tried playing that. And I tried to push myself to play it because of the fact that, you know, like, all right, I got them, I paid for them. I need to push on because I've invested this money into it. I've got to invest the time.
But then they give that away for free though. Right before they give
Contrast, yes, but Nat they didn't. I bought that. And even with Cosmos, I mean, even though I'm paying for cable, I mean, essentially that was on my TV for free. Mm-hmm. So, like, none of these things. So Contrast and Cosmos, I've had no obligations to do anything with them. But I sit there and watch them. I've got to do this. I've started. I've got to invest. With people will know. People will talk if I'm not watching Cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized I had to come.
Friends. A lot of your friends are still kind of into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I have to realize that, all right, whatever they're into doesn't necessarily mean I'm into it. Like, so people watching, what's it, Arrow, and they're so excited about the Flash. I remember when watching the first episode of 24, the new 24. Mm-hmm. Like, I was watching on DVR, so I was like a half an hour behind everybody else. So everybody was talking about the new Gotham trailer that showed up. I was like, well, I may watch. I don't know, like, because like I can't really get down with shows like that.
Okay, I got invited to a 24 podcast, and I was like, I would really love to do the 24 podcast, but I'll move this here. Hold on, this way. Right here. From here to here are seasons of 24. From here to here, they're still in the wrapper.
I've at least gotten further than you, and then stopped.
I have from season 3. Hold on, I'm missing one. Hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of these are. I think. Hold on. Is this still in the wrapper? Yes, it has a sleeve over top of it, but it's still in the wrapper underneath.
Was that Blu-ray?
No, it's just a smaller. It's just a smaller thing for the set. Because it says it's still 6 discs. Right here, but it's just a smaller packaging, I guess. Kind of like how they did right here with Angel, the way the seasons like these.
Oh, I mean, it looked like a PS3 case is why I asked.
Oh, okay, no, it's not short.
Oh, you're right. You know, I see that now. I do kind of see they're all kind of tall. Yeah.
So from season 3 all the way through season 7, all of this is sitting right here, and it's still in the wrapper.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've at least made it to 5, but then because of Netflix liking to move shit around, I lost 24. And then by the time I started coming back to it, it was like 2 days before they were removing it from Netflix. And I thought, you know, I could finish it. But that would mean I would have to watch 24, like just straight through, no sleeping. Like, I would have to continue to play it while I'm in the bathroom. Like, oh my goodness.
Well, now you could have took the shit to work.
Well, see, I'm sitting in an open area,
Oh.
so yeah, like, it didn't work out too much, and I think that they removed it before I switched jobs.
Okay.
So like at the time when they were airing, I mean, at the time like before they were about to remove them, I was still at Red Hat, and I wouldn't have had time to watch them anyway.
Hmm. So
Um,
do you miss anything about Red Hat?
the fact that there was enough to keep me going where I wasn't asleep. Um, maybe the later hours, because like I said, then I could do podcasts. I'd actually go out and do something and come back and sleep with enough time to actually go to work. Even though like I said, it was just an hour. Like it essentially is just an hour of sleep I would have gotten back.
Right.
And the fact that too, like the one thing that I miss now that I didn't think I was gonna miss before was the fact that there are a lot of people who do drink, but I didn't find out until like the day before I left. When we all went to the bar, and it was like, oh yeah, we'll come celebrate with you. Yeah, let's go. And to come to find out, somebody said they tried to drink me under a table. I said, okay.
So
I had to protect the bank that time because I didn't know when I was gonna get paid again. But see, now that I'm good, I'm ready for round two, and then we can go all night. Like so I raked up like $100 bar tab that night.
You show
I
up.
will go again. I will go again, and I will drop serious cash.
Show about outside of Red Hat like a samurai challenging.
You come on down here. We have a score to settle.
Do a whole bunch of exaggerated pointing.
And the sad thing is, this is actually a woman. This is a woman, and like that was just like even more fantastic. She's like a smaller Asian lady. She's about a little bit older than I am, not that much older.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like still kind of got that college vibe going about her and stuff like that. And like I said, she was kind of afraid that her boyfriend was going to drink more than her, but she found like the roles were reversed. So that she found she drinks a lot more than she did, and it's like from stuff that she's told me, it's like she's a tough little cookie. So when she had told, like I said, when she had told me not too long, she had told me not too before I left. I said, "Oh yes, I drink and like I said, I'll go hard." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Definitely, you got to come out with us on Thursday."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, her and her boyfriend came out, and then it was like we were sitting up in a bar. I said I don't have any pictures. I think I may have like one or two pictures of that night. But yeah, I mean, we just took kickback shots all night. It was magical, man. It was fun.
Well, you know me, I don't really drink that much. My girlfriend is much more of a drinker than I am. But I get drunk way too easy, so that's a problem.
That's not a problem. That's never a problem.
That's a problem for me because I tend to say the wrong.
Then that's never a problem. That's never a problem. The only time it becomes
filter is not the best thing ever.
The only time when it becomes a problem is when you can't hold it.
I think it's better for everyone that I don't drink a lot ever.
No, I don't want to see. I mean, fuck what everybody else. Fuck what everybody else say. I wouldn't mind hearing this shit. I wouldn't mind experiencing what it is to have drunk scar.
I got drunk on a Dream Team once, and a whole section of that show had to get cut out.
I mean.
Because
is this supposed to discourage me from wanting this?
No,
quite frankly, that just makes me want to see this more.
I would say, well, actually, the very first time I got Fallout drunk was on a podcast.
Yeah, I remember that.
The Angry Mailman podcast that happened last year. I recorded that podcast the same day that I found out that my life had changed.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was
So
I was there.
right. That podcast was recorded that same evening. Was recorded that evening because it was a reschedule from a few days before. So yeah, that podcast is why. Yeah, it's not a good thing. There was things that had to get cut out of that show.
I mean, yeah, I've heard all.
Yeah, that was drunk scar. Not a good scar. Not a good scar at all.
I think it's a pretty good scar. I mean, honesty is the best.
Honesty is the best.
Yes.
In most cases.
In all cases.
I don't think so.
In all
I
cases.
think they aren't coming.
But hurry that shit up.
No, they're not coming.
Oh, they're not? Well,
No.
Wait. Well, when did you find this shit out?
Let's see. I found out a few minutes ago.
I mean, they tell you and tell me. You know, that's kind of fucked up. Anywho.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So okay, are you prepared?
somewhere.
Are you prepared for your Xbox One?
Am I prepared for my Xbox One? Oh my goodness. Let me turn and look. I have to find some shelf space for it, but I think I do have an open, willing, and ready Ethernet port for it. Power may be an issue. That may be the only problem is getting it powered, but all it takes is careful planning, and I can figure that out.
I think I would just remove my 360, but that would be a problem because I don't have anywhere to put my 360 because I have another 360 in my bedroom already.
Well, just trade in that 360 for the Xbox One. I mean, I think they're giving. I think GameStop is giving some substantial credit towards the.
But my 360s are the oldest version.
I mean, I think it's still a little bit more than what you would have gotten. I mean,
I don't see the point in. Ever since I worked at GameStop, I don't really do trade-ins.
I try to keep away from that, but it's just like there's always a moment of weakness when it's like I look at my bank account as like, all right, without leaving myself completely broke, like I may keep $100 just to make sure I've got something to go through the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look, all right, I've got almost enough to get this thing that I want. What can I do to make up the difference? Or I will look at my shelf of games that I've collected. So, there's this thing that I want, and I don't want to spend the money. Can these stack of games pay for that? And more often than not, they do. They either fill the gap or completely pay for something, or at least paid enough of it to where I don't mind putting out like $20 or what was left over in cash or whatever. I mean, that's how I bought my 3DS.
I have not traded in anything since I worked for GameStop. I think when I first started with GameStop, I traded something in around the time when I first started, and that was the holiday season that the 360 came out. And I have not traded in anything since then. That's the reason why I have that.
Yeah, every time I tell myself I'm not going to trade things and I'm not going to trade things in, and you know, I even faltered and got rid of all my Square Enix and Konami stuff. Well, actually, let me be more specific. My Final Fantasy and Metal Gear stuff.
I have Metal Gear 4 I've never played.
I've played it, and I was like, you know, I'm going to keep it because like that's sentimental to me, and I bought Final Fantasy X, so I'm going to keep it because that's sentimental to me. I love Final Fantasy. I love Metal Gear. I've got to keep these games no matter what. don't remember when I sold Final Fantasy 13, and I think I've recently sold Metal Gear.
I think the last time I traded something in, I traded in both of my Knights of the Old Republic, and I regret that tremendously.
I mean, I necessarily don't regret it. I think the reason why I got rid of a lot of my PS3 games was because of the fact I thought I was going to also sell my PS3. But like I said, when I was looking at shit that was still coming out for it, and like there were pretty decent, substantial games, I was like,
yeah.
wait, why would I do that? No, 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 no. No, it stays right here.
Yeah, and when you have a backlog, then then the previous gen doesn't seem so bad. And also next gen is not that much further of a step up.
It is. I'm sorry. I can't accept that. It is. I mean, I've played multiple games on multiple systems. I mean, between the generations.
Mm-hmm.
No, that PS4, Xbox One is a step up. I can't stand when people say, it's just a small bump. No, the fuck it's not. I've seen NBA 2K on the Xbox 360. It is shit.
I played 2K on 360 and sent it back. So I have not compared it since I've had a PS4.
That game is shit. I only played it on. Well, no, I did play it once at Extra Life. As a matter, I can't remember if it had to have been 2K14 at the time because it was close to November when we did the thing at Tiny's house. I played NBA 2K14 on the Xbox 360 then, but like I said, it had been a time between then and when I bought the PS4 and got NBA 2K14 for it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, since I had my PS4, all I would play NBA 2K14 on it. I think it was like a couple of months later. Like I said, still the only game I played was NBA 2K14. So like that was still fresh in my mind when I went to my parents' house where my nephew is.
Mm-hmm.
He has my 360, and he was sort of playing the NBA 2K14 again. And I looked at it, I said, "The fuck is this? This looks like who? What? No, that's not LeBron. No, LeBron does not look like that. No, LeBron looks like LeBron. No, what? I should have bought my PS4. This is terrible."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I say, what was your first wow moment when you got a PS4? What was your first wow moment?
Let's see here. Playing FIFA 14 on my Vita using remote play. And then when Tiffany got finished with the TV and gave me control of the TV, turning on FIFA on the PS4, and now while I was wowed at FIFA on my Vita, playing it on the PS4, it was like, what the fuck? This is what I was missing? Why? Like, I'm so glad I played it on the Vita first, because I'm afraid that if I played it on the PS4 first, I wouldn't have been as wowed. Like, it looked amazing on the Vita just through remote play. When I just turned on my 1080p TV and looked at the shit, glorious 1080p's. I don't know how many fucking frames a second. I don't even give a shit. All I know was that shit looked fucking phenomenal on my TV. I was like, oh my god, like, what is this? Like, this is insane.
My moment was Need for Speed. I started playing Need for Speed. Like, it was one of the first things that I played on the PlayStation or played on the PS4. I started playing Need for Speed, and then it started raining in the game. And I went, all right, you got me. Like, I was like, all right, then.
Yeah, rain is this year's shit. Like,
rain and in 2K Sweat.
You make water look just that appealing. Like, so Assassin's Creed 4. Oh my goodness! Like, that's all everybody talked about. Was like, hey, have you seen the water on Assassin's Creed 4 on the PlayStation 4? It's amazing. I'm like, water can't.
It's kind of like the first time you watch like a football game in HD, and you're just like, the grass, nigga.
Right. The first thing I saw, I think in HD, was Bill Clinton's face, and that was like, oh, that nigga old as shit. I could see wrinkles for days. But man, like, so yeah, just off of that recommendation, like people like said, just listening to, and I think it was like Benny on the Giant Bombcast, because he was like, I think the main one sitting there playing Assassin's Creed 4, because he's like the completionist on that podcast.
It's been a while since I listened to him.
This was like every time they would talk about, hey, what you been playing? But he's like, Assassin's Creed 4. That's it. Like, have you seen, like, every time he would always talk about the fucking water.
Rest in peace to Ryan. I met those guys. I met those guys, and I took a picture with them at PAX a few years ago.
That's what's up.
And they were they were so nice. And Ryan is standing right beside me in the picture. They had just walked out of this area, like a kind of a backstage area, and it's like they were getting set up, and I just happened to see them and went, holy crap, it's the Giant Bomb dudes. And so I was at PAX East, so I walked over there and I was like, hey, I'm a big fan, can I get a picture? And they were like, sure, come on, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome,
I mean, and they seem like they're always those guys, because they just don't give a fuck. They don't, and that's what I like about them. I said there's some views that they have that I don't get around with. But I mean, it's just like they are really, really candid. Like, so I can't, like I said, while I don't agree with some of the stuff that they say, because like I said, how they view things are different than how I view things, I still can't be mad at them, because like I said, they are honest.
Mm-hmm.
They're honest. Like I said, they're being truthful. It's like, that's how they feel. It's like, well, it dims the brakes, I guess. You feel that way. I don't. But all of you are a bunch of funny dudes, and I will still listen regardless. Yeah. But yeah, like Vinny just talking about the fucking water. Like, I'm sitting in my car, driving home from work. I said, you know what? Well, next time I get paid, I'm get that Assassin's Creed 4. I'm ordering on Amazon. I'm getting the mouse. So that's what I did. Showed up, popped it in, and it's like, that was the only thing. I only played Assassin's Creed 4, just all the way through. I played Freedom Cry and like that, and the Aveline story or whatever.
Assassin's Creed is on my pile of shame. This is what happened, right? I had Assassin's Creed 1 for a long, long time. I had went to a Game Crazy. That tells you how long this has been. I went to a Game Crazy, right? And this guy was selling 2K. I'm not sure which 2K it was at the time. But he was selling 2K, and he was selling Assassin's Creed, and they were gonna give him like $15. And he wanted store credit, so of course they were giving him less than the $15. And I'm like, I'm here to buy that 2K. So I was like, yo, I'll give you $20 cash right now. I give you $20 cash right now. You give me the games, I give you $20. Don't even worry about them and the little bit of money that they're trying to give you for these games. I give you $20 cash right now. He was young. He was like, bet. And he's like, all right. And he took his stuff back. He handed it to me. I gave him $20. He walked out the store. So I had Assassin's Creed was a part of that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Assassin's Creed sitting here for years. Like, I think I played Assassin's Creed for the first time last year, the first one. So, and then I played it, and everyone said, well, 2 is when it gets good. So I started playing 2, and I played about 2 or 3 hours of 2, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then I got that from GameFly, and then I saw a Groupon deal for the PS3. The PS3 has a bundle where it has the disc for 2, and then it has Brotherhood and Revelations as download codes.
Oh, really?
And this was like $25 for all 3.
That's not bad.
So I did the Groupon deal, but because it took so long for me to get this, by the time I actually got the game in, I didn't care anymore.
And Groupon takes forever to send you your shit.
Right.
I love the deals, but they take fucking forever.
Right. So that by the time I got it, I put it in because of course I played 2, I played it on the 360. That's why I sent it back when I got the Groupon deal. So I sent it back and was like, well, I got to start over on the PS3 anyway. So I got it, and by the time I got it, it was like damn near 2 weeks after the fact, and I was like, well, I don't even really care anymore. And I never even used the download codes to download the other 2 at all.
Man, I played Assassin's Creed 1. I bought it. Like I bought it used not too long after I bought. So I bought it used, played it all the way through the end. I said, "Oh man, this game is actually amazing. It's pretty cool." But the thing that deterred me from it was where the storyline was going. Like, oh, there's this conspiracy with the secret organization, and the world's supposed to end in 2012. I was like, you know what? No, I'm tired of hearing about this shit. I ain't got time for this shit. I don't want anything to do with this story. Pretty much. I don't want anything to do with this story. So I stopped playing it. I was like, I don't care about Assassin's Creed anymore because all they're doing is fixating on this crazy thing that's been going on with the 2012 shit, the December 21st shit. So I don't want anything to do with this game, whatever, hanging it up. Like, it's great. Like I said, if they can give me Assassin's Creed without that, I'm fine. And luckily they were saying they were wrapping it up with 3. I said, okay, well, maybe I'll come back after 3 if they even still make the shit, and we'll see where we go from there. So, like I said, I mean, again, like for me, I was still a little apprehensive about it, but all I kept hearing was pirates and water and how the water looks so good when you're a pirate. And it's fun to be a pirate. Like, nobody was talking about the whole Desmond Miles conspiracy thing. And like I said, so I went ahead and I said, all right, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to push past it if it ever gets brought up again. Because it's after that date. They said they weren't even going to do anything about that after 3, so we should be good. I sit there and played it. They kept it to a minimum.
So Desmond's not in 4?
No. They kept all I'm saying is they kept it to a minimum. Like they're still the Assassins versus Templars in modern day, but they kept that shit to a minimum, and it only just kind of presented itself fully towards the end. But it was the same thing with Assassin's Creed 1, to where it's like, okay, yeah, this shit's kind of happening in real life too, and it crescendos to a certain point. But with Assassin's Creed 1, it kind of crescendoed and just ended. With 4, it crescendoed and then just fell flat again. Because, oh, here's this conspiracy. And now we're just going to lay it down for a bit. It was there. You had to deal with it. It's over. Now you can go back to your animus and finish being a pirate. And I was like, well, fucking fantastic then. That sounds great.
I really like the
pirate shit. Is pretty fun.
I like the Desmond stuff because I like the trying to figure out what's going on. Now I have a little bit of an idea of what happened in 2 and like those scenes that you kind of unlock pieces to in 2. And I know what those are, and I'm just like, y'all just kind of dropped the ball with this, didn't you?
It's just I couldn't deal with that. I said, you know what, y'all have fun with this 2012 nonsense. I'm just gonna go on and do something else. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4, me, was kind of a little bit better deal for me because it wasn't as heavy-handed with all the conspiracy stuff.
Okay. I need to get back to actually playing games other than 2K.
Yeah, right now, I'm still kicking it through Final Fantasy X now. As you can see, Infamous Second Son is on the 4. It's unfortunately 2K will always take precedence as long as I leave the Blu-ray in the drive.
Exactly. That's why I'm like. That's why I end up playing 2K all the time because I sit down, I turn the thing on, I get on. I'll watch. I may try to watch something on Netflix or I may watch something on Amazon, and then it's like, well, I want to play a game. Well, 2K's in the drive. Let's do
Right.
that. And I play, and like I said, I play the 2K mobile game because they give you a lot of virtual currency. I get a lot of virtual currency that way by playing the mobile game. Like you get 500 just by playing the game a day, and then you get once you link your account to the mobile app, once a day they have these envelopes, and you just pick one of the envelopes, and they just give you like 1,000 or 1,500 virtual currency for your my player. I mean, for your my career character. So I have like 30,000 VC that I'm not even using right now. Because I play this game so much, and I've been doing this every day, and once I got my character to where he's just like beast mode all the time, I don't really need to buy anything else with the character. And then also, like, recording the show, recording Geeks with Color with you, I got my own shoe now, so I don't need to buy no shoes. Like, I don't really need to do anything.
The unofficial criminal?
The unofficial criminal.
The unofficial criminal. Oh yeah, definitely shouts out to. Jeez, I'm sorry, something's in my eye now. Fuck, it's bothering the shit out of me.
You want to take a second to get that taken care of?
Oh no, I'm good. Shouts out to Sam. Does he have a co-host on that show?
Q is the normal co-host.
Okay.
But
I remember he mentioned somebody.
Bomberman61 on the Twitter.
And Sam is I'm on a horse, right?
Yeah, I think he's still I'm on a horse.
Yeah. So Sam, shouts out to Sam and Q, the Geeks with Color podcast.
And Tamika was on the show with us.
Yeah, you and Tamika were on the show. That was actually kind of fun. That was fun as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do podcasts with people very often these days, so it was fun to be on a show with a few people.
It's just so good to just cut jokes. It's fantastic.
Right,
I feel like
it's that the free flowing format. I like that a little bit better, just like the free flowing format of this so far.
Yeah.
Like
I said, I admit, like I said, I've gotten a lot better about speaking and doing. Like I said, I'm actually recording podcasts than I've been in, recent years. Especially when I first started several years ago, and then when Enthuse Life came up, and there was some structure, and we had to kind of tear it down to become comfortable. And even then, I didn't really feel I was all that interesting because I really couldn't do anything. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have a job at the time. Didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Since then, yeah, things have been a lot better. And I really like it. I enjoy doing this a lot better. I feel like I've gotten a lot better, and now that starting to build some stuff off of, the show that we have now. I mean, quite frankly, with 9 episodes out in about 3 months' time, that's still kind of a good feat for us.
Yeah,
it takes about 3 months to put out an episode.
Compared to Enthuse Life, that is a impeccable feat.
Yeah, and so that's why I kind of wanted to keep this going. Like, you were here. I said, nope, I'm not going to say they cancel this show. I mean, I haven't gotten word that it was going to be canceled, so I was like, you know what? Screw those guys. I'm going to keep on going anyway because I've got a reputation to uphold.
You're done. The show must go on.
I'm going to keep putting these shows up.
One monkey don't stop no show.
Well, 2 monkeys almost did.
You know that
I don't know.
when
CeeLo
left Goody Mob, they named the album that.
That sounds racist. really sounds racist when we're just talking about a bunch of black people. The one monkey doesn't stop a show, but two almost do.
I guess so. We can.
I'm the Uncle Ruckus of the show.
Yeah. Praise white Jesus.
Praise. Oh man, I actually was tempted on buying a couple of episodes of season 3 because it's not on Netflix. Season 3 of Boondocks isn't on Netflix. I was contemplating buying a couple of episodes from season 3 so that way I can watch State Meter's crew come back and fight Riley Hugh and Granddad and then
the one
kickball match.
Okay, I remember that. But you know what? You could tell they really ran out of ideas of season 3.
Did.
And that's why everyone says season 4 has been so terrible.
It's not. It hasn't been the best. I mean, I still find it funny, but then I mean, I wasn't necessarily watching it for its social commentary as much. I mean, granted, when it first came out, I was like, hey, I remember the Boondocks comic in the newspaper. This is an awesome thing that they're doing, taking the comic and actually making an animated series out of it. And it's still funny.
I bought a book with the comic strips, and I never read that.
You should do that.
I probably should.
I believe the characters are older in the comic than they are in the show.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the show is season 3, you could tell they ran out of ideas because they were just using YouTube videos as basis for shows. Like, I
mean, that's where all the nigger ratchet's going anyway. I mean, World Star.
I mean, the smokes with cigarettes and, you know, the Booty Warrior. Like, all of this stuff was like YouTube videos that I had seen a long time before. So, that whole thing is just crazy. I wonder if those people got paid. Like, I wonder if Felice Johnson actually got paid.
I doubt it. I mean, you're on YouTube, man. That shit's like under Creative Commons. That's under a Creative Commons license unless you designate something else. I mean, that's why, like I said, you know, when you got music videos like that, they make sure they put the copyright of the record label. They lock that shit down, but like if you just posted a YouTube video, like I said, like this show, for instance, when this show goes up on YouTube, like I said, it's broadcast now. When it's hosted from later consumption, this shit's under the fucking Creative Commons license. And that's a thing that I've accepted when creating this account and say I want to post these videos. Like, it's up for grabs. It's in the public domain. Well, maybe not in the public domain. I still retain some rights to it, but it's not as tight as, like, you know, fucking copyright law.
Hey, speaking of that, have you used Share Factory yet?
No.
I made a video and I found it very interesting.
The most this PS4 has been on is for the purposes of the show.
Aha.
Well, no, I was playing 2K. I was playing 2K Sunday. When you were playing 2K, I was also playing 2K, but you know I play fucking the GM mode. Because like I said, I play the basketball game the way basketball games were meant to be played when they introduced seasons.
I set up a GM mode, but I did a fantasy draft because I don't necessarily care about professional sports. I like playing the games, but I don't necessarily care about professional sports. So I did a fantasy draft, and I think I did pretty good in my fantasy draft. But then I never actually played it.
I'm just too afraid because it's like doing fucking fantasy drafts, like fantasy football, fantasy basketball. It's like, you know, I'm choosing all these people. Well, I mean, granted, in the basketball game, I would be able to control how these people perform. Yeah. Like when playing fantasy football, fantasy basketball, I don't know how any of these people are going to be for the season. I was going by people whose names I've heard of because I've been too fucking busy the year before to actually watch any sports or to watch any kind of coverage of anything during the off season. So I have no clue what year these are. Like, I could, like, for giving my luck, I would pick all people on the injury report.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Yeah, it's yeah. All right. I tried. I was gonna try to play. Like I said, the first time that I actually played a regular game, um, first time I played a regular game was playing the game with you.
Oh yeah.
I had played a game before, but for some reason I was locked to just one person.
Yeah, that game we played, I was okay, but then yeah, it just got away from me. So this is not how I anticipated. Playing against another human, they're too unpredictable. I can read and predict what a computer is gonna do. But damn it if a person is just so unpredictable. An actual another living, breathing human being with blood flowing through them. I can't figure them out. I can't figure out the mammal known as the human.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And then having to play another game after that, and then got my ass just like annihilated.
Yeah.
I had to sleep standing up that night. Whew. After that, I was like, nigga, I'm going to bed. Like I can't do this. Like my feeling was hurt. I was crushed. I said I was not expecting any of this.
Right. This is not the life that I wanted for myself.
It's not. It wasn't. Like I'm used to winning things. No. I don't like this feeling of losing.
Yeah.
This shit is terrible. Who would enjoy this? I guess you or my other opponent didn't want to enjoy it, so you made sure you got to win.
Right.
Somebody has to lose. Somebody has to lose.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
I mean, I'm used to losing in 2K because when you first play my career, like you normally get stuck on a pretty scrub team, and you get stuck on this scrub team, and you're just like, how the hell do I get out of here? And like, how the hell do I get good enough to raise my stock enough to go to get out of here and go to a good team?
And that's my thing with that whole my career thing. It's like, hey, my character is pretty garbage compared to like, LeBron over there or Dwayne Wade. Why can't I control those guys until I get good? And even then, even when I'm good, how can I still control those guys? I can't do that. I have to be in control of the entire situation that I can be in control of.
My career is probably one of the most rewarding things ever. Like you literally can see your hard work paying off. I say 2K is the best RPG available on next gen consoles right now.
I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is out, but I mean,
best RPG available on next gen consoles right now is 2K.
All I can say is Final Fantasy 14 is out. I played it. It actually was pretty good.
2K, best RPG. Best RPG available.
Final Fantasy 14 was pretty good.
I'm just saying.
It was pretty nice. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really. 2K. I mean.
2K is, I'm telling you, 2K.
I mean, people have been talking about that career mode. I know you talk about it a lot. I mean, I've seen on Twitter, Facebook, especially back when I was at A&T. People talk about that career mode when, like I said, when it was a big deal on the 360 and whatnot. I don't know. Like that's just not the basketball game that I grew up playing. I grew up when you was like, all right, instead of season, you choose a team, you play as that team. And you had an option to lock.
But then
you're controlled to that one character.
You gotta spend so many points like upgrading your GM in order to unlock stuff that you're able to do in that mode.
Wait, I was supposed to unlock things? I just play basketball.
Yeah, you unlock like better facilities and the ability to do more stuff as a GM.
I don't know. See, I'm playing as a Spurs, so I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm playing as a Spur would play. We're just like, look, we're just here to play basketball. That's it. We don't care about this other. We don't care about any of this other shit that's going on.
They're winners, but they're so boring.
That's what I like about it.
So
Like,
boring.
I can go without following the Spurs to know that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I hate playing against the Spurs when I'm when in my career because I'm a point guard / shooting guard, so I have to contend with Manu and Tony Parker throwing up those damn floaters all damn game.
Oh man, isn't it the best?
No.
It's just so fantastic.
Yeah, I messed up on my assignment. Last time I played the Spurs, I messed up on my assignment, and Manu he dunked on me so hard. Yeah, he caught me. I messed up my assignment, and he dunked on me, and I was not happy.
Yeah, see, while I'm playing with them through the GM mode, like, so I'm setting up Kawhi Leonard to be like the next best thing on that damn team.
Well, that's when you're playing the game and you're playing against him. That's what the commentators are talking about.
Yeah, he's the next. He's supposed to be that next player when Manu, Tony, and Tim leave.
Right.
Like, those are to say, as a rookie, he just like exuded, like he sweat out the essence of Spurs. Like, he was undrafted, but when they bought him, this nigga is clearly a Spur. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how he fell through the cracks, but this dude is clearly a Spur. That's fantastic, because now I'm just going to make him the best Spur ever.
Yeah.
But now he's injured in my GM league. So, I mean, we've been doing pretty good. I was sitting there playing Minnesota Sunday when we were on the podcast. It was the first game. That was the first game I was playing, and we just beat them by 2 points. And I was kind of glad that I beat them because I would have hated going into overtime. Like, it was like a few seconds left, and I realized what the score was. Realized I was only up by 2. They had the ball. I was like, please miss it because I don't want to sit there and get mad and loud on the show. I'm a guest though. I mean, it's one thing that you were playing a video game. I didn't want it to seem like I was not even paying attention because I think that's why I lost. But I stopped paying attention to the video game and started paying attention to the podcast.
Uh-huh.
But then finally figured out the balance and then kind of like beat all over the other teams I played during that session.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Almost lost that Minnesota game, man. Damn. Rubio was killing it. Rubio and Love, they were just killing it.
I hate the fact that Kevin Love does not miss in that game at all. Doesn't matter where he's shooting the ball from. I mean, he be shooting threes. It don't matter. He does not miss in that game.
Again, I wasn't paying attention to notice he wasn't missing, but like I said, it was clearly evident that somebody was hitting more shots than they needed to be in that game. Because like I should not be winning by 2 points. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, either I just was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, or somebody else on the other team was hitting more shots than they needed to.
I still say you should try my career. I think you should try it.
I've tried it, and it just couldn't. I don't like the restriction that it sets.
It's the best RPG. You have look at it as an RPG. Don't look at it as a basketball game.
I can't do that.
You're looking at it as a basketball game.
Even as an RPG,
I need to control the team.
Even as an RPG, I'm playing. Even as an RPG, I'm playing a JRPG, which means even in that instance, I'm controlling a team of people, not just one.
Okay, fine.
I'm controlling a team. There's like three people on the field taking turns attacking this giant monster. That's what I want. I want to control everybody. Fine. I mean, I played it through Mass Effect, and I played it like a shooter and not an RPG. I can't play Skyrim. I can't play World of Warcraft
because you're only the one guy.
Pretty much. Like I said, I mean, I was amazed that I enjoyed Final Fantasy 14 because I was just that one guy.
Okay, fine.
I don't like being that single solitary person in an RPG or something that I've never grown up being accustomed to.
14, is that the MMO one?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think have I ever played a real MMO?
I mean, have you not played World of Warcraft? I mean, it's free.
No, I've never played World of Warcraft. I don't really play games on my computer.
Ah.
If they would have put World of Warcraft on a console, I would have tried it.
I mean, you played DCUO.
Yes, I did. Yes, but I played that on a console. But yes, that is.
But I mean, have you played an MMO? Like that's it.
Right,
That would be that one.
Yeah, I did play that one, and I played quite a bit. The problem with that one is I soloed a lot of that, and it's not that much fun when you're soloing because eventually you hit that wall where you're gonna need some help. And eventually, I played a couple of times with Mark. And his character was a lot higher of a level than mine, but so that kind of worked out for me because Nepo. But but yeah, I kind of hit a wall because I was playing by myself, and it just didn't work out right for your boy.
Yeah, that happened for me. Like, so I was going fairly well, and then I kind of got stuck on one mission where it clearly looked like I would have needed more people to help out.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I said, "Nah, I think I'm good." Like I said, it was, and then I realized it was not worth like the 12-day install for that fucking game.
Right. Yeah, that thing takes forever.
It takes
forever to install, and then my connection originally eventually got a little bit better on the PS3, but sometimes the updates took like an hour.
Yeah.
And that's not even like that's not the outside update. That was the once the game launches update that you just had to sit there and leave it there.
I hated that. Fucking Warframe on the PS4 was like that too. I said, "Oh my god!" Like, all right, and this is my thing. This is my gripe that I have with downloadable titles of any, like whether it's a
If I download the title, I shouldn't have to update it because you should have the updated version when I downloaded it last.
This is insane. Like, that is the most insane thing. Like, if I said to go to an app store, if I go to Android if I go to the Google Play Store, shit, I've been put myself way back in Android 1.6.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in the Google Play Store and I download an app that's been available for 5 years, I don't download version 1.0 and then have to update to 5.0 or whatever. No, I download the most recent version that was applied, that's sitting there on the store. So I can't see why even today, in 2014, well, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, on the PS4, I'm not sure if that's an issue.
Yes, it is.
It is? Fuck.
Because almost everything that I downloaded that became free on PSN Plus, the moment you download it, you know, just the first time you try to run it, it downloads that update.
You're right. But see, but at least, all right, and that may be the reason why I haven't noticed it, because at least with the PS4, that if it's doing that, for me, when I purchase my shit or when I have it downloaded to my PS4, I'm normally doing that away from my PS4. Mm-hmm. So by the time I get there, it's already done. But now that you mention, I do remember that there is a game download and then there's an update file like right after it.
Yeah, do you use the app?
Infamous. I remember seeing that shit with Infamous. Actually, that's like I haven't even like I said, Infamous has only just recently been installed on the PS4 because of the fact that it kept breaking because there was so much shit that I had to download. Mm-hmm. Like the connection kept getting timed out. Wow. But yeah, like in 2014, I shouldn't have to be like downloading like the 1.0 of your application, your video game, and then having to download updates to go on top of that. Like that shit should be fucking merged together.
Right. The download should include the most recent version of whatever software I'm downloading. If it doesn't include that, that's ridiculous.
Well, like, I mean, all right. Well, see, now that I say that curse that I have, I mean, I guess the way that they may be seeing it is the fact that these are necessarily patches and not things that can be implemented within the game itself. Like, so if you look at an Android or an iOS app,
Mm-hmm.
that shit that they're fixing within that app, like that's actually self-contained.
Right.
As opposed to a game, like when they ship it, that's that shipped product. That's it. They can't really add more to that game. All they can do is just inject more code into it. And that may be what's happening. So it's like, I mean, it's like a patch as opposed to an actual app update.
Right. I get that, especially with the way that people say that Microsoft works with this kind of stuff.
Right.
And I guess it can't be that much different with Sony.
Right. I mean, because like I said, let's go back to the PlayStation 4 here. Let's say if I just bought my PS4 today. Or as a matter of fact, I'm actually using something where I know it's changed a lot. Let's say if I bought my PS3 today.
Mm.
Like I had the PS3 with the old Netflix on it. If I went and bought my PS3 today and installed Netflix, I wouldn't be installing Netflix 1.0 and then updating Netflix. Like when I actually download Netflix, it actually gives me the updated version of Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that's something that Netflix was able to do because, like I said, it's just modifying that code. It's all right. Here's the updated app here.
Right.
But with a game, they have to ship it as a certain thing. It's been certified to run as 1.0. This is gold copy. And then here are the patches that will go to it that you need to smooth it out.
Right.
And like I said, I guess that may be how they're looking at it as opposed to how we would like for it to happen.
Right. It makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But
yeah. I mean, it is annoying. It is annoying.
Being as an outsider that's just trying to play a damn game, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, that shit is fucking annoying. Like I said, a disc-based game, that's whatever. But, it would be nice if they could actually, kind of implement that into the code. But I guess that's a lot more work than actually can happen because they may have to go and recertify.
Yeah, that's the reason why whenever I get a new game, especially for the PS4, I go ahead and even if I'm not gonna play it right now, because it has to install and stuff, I would open the game so it'll download that update file and then just back out of it all and let it finish installing it.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, at least if it touched, like I said, it won't even need the game in there to finish the install.
Right.
The unfortunate thing is I wish that if I input the game, maybe they could download that digital version and I wouldn't need it at all. I understand that's where Microsoft was kind of going. Some things about that initial announcement I was excited for. Some things I wasn't, and I guess I'm overall happy at where they're at now. Even the announcement of the connectless Xbox One. But there are still some things that I wish they kind of kept, even if it meant the DRM thing.
Right.
I'm looking like, maybe. Like I said, I'm still trying to convince myself not to sell my games back to GameStop. That may have been the thing that would have done it for me. Is I have to keep them. I can't sell them back. I have to keep these games now. It's not like I was trading them with a friend because, like I said, I don't live near anybody that I would possibly trade games with. So I mean, yeah.
And let me ask you. Now that we're talking about games and stuff like that, what are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? Let's see. Well, Watch Dogs. That's a given.
I think I lost all interest in Watch Dogs after it got pushed.
I love hacking. That's my thing. And I was like, hey, you can hack with the cell phone. I still walk around. I said now, I said I work at UNC. I actually have to walk from where I park my car a nice distance from where I actually work. So I'm sort of walking around looking at things. So it'd be interesting if I could hack this traffic light with my cell phone, so that I can kind of get the pedestrian light to go be on my side, and I can walk across the street just fine without being run over. Man, it'd be nice if I could sit there hack these security cameras, or I want, like I said, or seeing people, because like now we're a society where everybody's fucking staring at their cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what these people are looking at. Like, what is so important to where they're missing the world around them? Let me hack into their phone and figure out what they're doing. Stuff like that. I mean, that's always interested me. So even when it got delayed, I said, well, yeah, I was hoping that was going to be a launch title, but just something I'll have to deal with. So I'll graciously wait for that to return, and it did. And I'm really excited. Shit, there was something else. Oh yeah, Drive Club. Like that one, when that got delayed, I'm still kind of waiting on that nice racing sim, seeing as I missed out on Gran Turismo 6. And thought I was going to miss out on Forza 5, but that may not be an issue anymore.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, was looking forward to Drive Club, even though they were kind of announcing that whole hokey way of upgrading from the PlayStation Plus edition to the full version.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of glad they realized how asinine that plan was. I didn't understand it at first, because essentially they were talking about, like, hey, if you get the PlayStation Plus edition, which is free, you can upgrade to the full version at $50, but we would have to still remove the game anyway, even though you pay $50 for it, if you run out of your PlayStation Plus subscription. Which to me was like, I'm good till sometime in the middle of 2015, which now doesn't look like a bad idea. I mean, isn't that bad? But granted, by the time Drive Club will come out, which is in October,
mm-hmm.
I would have less than a year left on my PlayStation Plus. I'd have had to be thinking about that purchase again. And I was like, well, great. Now that if I don't make that purchase in time, I would lose Drive Club if I'm even caring about it by the time it comes back around.
Correct.
So I'm kind of glad they went back and fixed that, saying that, hey, if you pay the $50 on PlayStation Plus and your subscription lapses out, you still get to keep the game. So, well, yeah, I mean that should be right, because essentially that will be the one game I get at a discount that gets removed, because I've bought these other games like for like $5 or $1 with the PlayStation Plus discounts,
right?
And I get to keep those. So like that doesn't make sense if I lose Drive Club, which is $50. I feel like I have more of a right to that $50 game than I did the $5 game that I bought. Like if you took that away, I'd be upset, but
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be as upset as if you took my $50 game and was like, fuck you. That Sony, we about to have some words.
Yeah.
And this will be the first time I've had to come talk to you since 2011.
All right.
So what you looking forward to, man?
I think, well, since it's been announced, I stopped playing Diablo so I can wait for the PS4 version.
And so now it's here.
Huh?
And now it's on its way.
Yeah.
It's like right on the corner, right? That comes out
June 6th. No, June 9th.
June. Oh, okay.
I'm dyslexic.
But you're dyslexic, but okay. We'll go with that.
Because it's the same number, just upside down.
Sure. Sure. We'll roll it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, that, I mean, of course, I guess Destiny. I don't think Destiny is gonna be. I don't think Destiny is gonna be as great as people think, especially because we live in a very, very, very microwave society, and they're supposed to be supporting this game for 10 years, but most online games
No.
are hyped for 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, given how people are upset about GameSpot shutting down, I mean, maybe.
It's just
Maybe.
yeah. They're supposed to be supporting this thing for 10 years, but like Titanfall died after 2 weeks. How many people are really talking about Titanfall right now? All right, this froze. Hold on. Oh no, what happened? It froze. What is going on? Is it not connection? Okay. I lost Marcus. I don't know if I'm still live. I have no idea. I lost Marcus. I was talking about Titanfall. And okay, you're back.
Oh, shoot, I went away.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, at least I know that it's still broadcasting, too, so that's
Right.
good.
Yes, this is live.
I thought I lost you.
I have no idea what's happening here. And I was like, I don't know if this is still recording me. I'm confused.
Well, we're still on the air, so that's a sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Normally, we would have you to tell us if we're still on the air, but because you're here.
Right.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I can't remember where I got cut off.
I remember I was saying that we were talking about that games don't last very long these days, and I was just like, after 2 weeks, people don't really talk about Titanfall that much no more. And remember how hyped everyone was for Titanfall.
Everybody was hyped for that Titanfall.
And after 2 weeks, you don't hear very much at all, except for when new map packs or something get announced, or like the patches and stuff. Like you don't really hear very much about Titanfall at all. Like I don't even hear people like the excitement for Titanfall is like done with right now.
Well, so that's the thing. So I mean, it's like the Call of Duty hype too. It's like Call of Duty's announced. Oh man, Call of Duty's about to come out. And people talk about Call of Duty for a bit. Now, granted, like if I were to go on Twitter, I'm pretty sure if I pull up my Twitter app now, there may be more people saying, "Hey, we're playing Call of Duty."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's nothing tonight, so it kind of really sucks, to not see that. But then again, too, my Windows 8 Twitter app doesn't really show me but so many tweets at a time. There are probably so many people who are streaming Call of Duty matches. Or I mean, I fucking probably could have just pulled up Twitch. Now that I think about it, and there are probably more people streaming Call of Duty matches than Titanfall, which I feel like would be now would be the greater litmus test. Seeing that how easy it is to fucking stream that shit,
right?
And if Titanfall is available on PC and Xbox One and Xbox 360 now, I mean, you can't stream the Xbox 360. Well, actually, it could.
You could, but you have to use outside.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still, like I said, you got people who you got Titanfall on those 3 platforms. I mean, you still got Call of Duty on like fucking everything, even the microwave and the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
I still feel like, it's still, for me, it's still more or less like the same people who would have played Call of Duty played Titanfall, but just realize that it's not Call of Duty, and they realize that, well, this is a Call of Duty. I could be playing Call of Duty right now. I'm going to go play Call of Duty. Because the fact that it doesn't, like I said, I don't really care about this story.
Right.
I want to just go shoot other dudes. I mean, I don't need a reason for doing this.
I care about the story. I played through the single player of Call of Duty, and I loved it.
Yeah, for me, it was alright.
I think it was alright until I got towards the end. I really enjoyed the end and how the twist at the end. I really loved
That was that little huck hole, the huck hole.
And I loved Black Ops. Black Ops 2 was.
I never, like I said, I stopped playing after Black Ops. I was like, you know what? I think I'm just done with military shooters right now. Then I kind of broke that for, I want to say with Medal of Honor, I said I was done with military shooters. Broke that for Black Ops. And then said I was done, and then broke it for Battlefield 3. And it's like, all right, I'm done. And then broke it again for
surprisingly
fucking Ghosts.
The single players for both of the Medal of Honor games were actually pretty good. The multiplayer was garbage.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I didn't play Warfighter, but I did play the single player to the remake or reimagining of Medal of Honor, and that actually was fun.
I'm gonna say this for Warfighter: in-car stealth mission.
Wait, what?
Yes.
An in-car stealth mission.
Yes.
Like, how does that? What the fuck? What is this? Die Another Day?
It's an in-car stealth mission where you're in a car and you are being chased by some guys. You end up going through like a construction area, and you pretty much have to look at the map and see where everybody's going, like a stealth game. But like then you would have to drive your car like around the corner and then park behind some cars or behind a billboard or a wall or something and let them go past so you can go to the next. It's great. And also the car chase. There's a really long car chase scene. And that's fantastic. I really like, because of course it was they got they got the Criterion guys that helped them with the car stuff.
Okay. All right. So now you're getting me back a little bit.
Yeah. Trust me. I mean, Medal of Honor, even Warfighter is like really cheap. You can find this thing really cheap used.
That's the only thing that can get me to play that. Like, it's got to be like just dirt ass cheap.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I let the internet ruin that game for me, just like I let it ruin Metal Gear Rising. And I hated that. That game came out on my birthday. I was gonna buy that game for my birthday. I was like, everybody was like, well, it's like Metal Gear, and like it's really convoluted, but it's not really like.
Is it your worst birthday purchase? I have a worst birthday purchase.
No. It wasn't my worst birthday purchase. No. Actually, while I say this, I was going to buy it for my birthday. I didn't buy it because people were sitting there talking. I mean, I realize now that the internet just fucking hates everything. But one of the things that's most popular to hate on is fucking Metal Gear because of how the story is. So I let the internet talk me out of actually buying Metal Gear Rising. But then I bought it. Actually, no, I think I rented it from Gamefly. And just fucking loved it. Like, I was kicking myself. So I said, why didn't I buy this when I initially wanted it? Because, oh my god, this game is fucking amazing.
Yes. Worst birthday purchase game-wise? Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2.
Yeah, dude, if I was there, I would smack you in the face right now. Like, what the hell? No.
I wanted to play an RTS on console so bad because I was an old Command and Conquer guy. Like I love
RTSs are not made for consoles, like never.
I loved Command and Conquer, and I'm like I would play one of those if it was available, and then like it was around my birthday time, and I was like, you know what, this game is out, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah.
You are an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. You're an idiot.
I'm going to see. Hold on. Usually I put my receipts in here. Look, I put my receipts in there. Let's see. Looks like.
And what did he get rid of for this terrible decision?
Oh, really? This is like I said, this is Burnout Revenge on the Xbox.
Okay. Burnout,
Looks like
no, actually, all
Wor-
Burnouts were pretty
World
good. Burnout game, were pretty good
World
games.
World Championship Poker. Burnout Revenge is my favorite Burnout. World Championship Poker. Harry Potter Chamber. Burnout 3 Takedown. Dead or Alive Ultimate. And Outlaw Tennis. All of those games, and
Sound a hell of a lot better than what you bought with them.
right, and I ended up paying $23 for the game.
Shoot, I would kill for a fucking Dead or Alive game. Like like I said, it was a Sony game at one point, but especially when the 360 came out, they switched over. I think it was like DOA 3, went over to the 360. So,
I think I still have my DOA 3.
No.
Yes, I still have my DOA 3.
Oh, that made me so bad.
I had the original Dead or Alive. The original Dead or Alive is funny, because the craziest part was like you in the settings you can control the tit bounce physics. That was one of the options of how, like, if you turn it all the way up, it was literally like every tit in that game was like yo-yos. It was just be like bouncing up and down while they were fighting. It was like stupid. It's like why does this exist? You know what was a good game that I thought it was for the original PlayStation? The first Dynasty Warriors game was a one-on-one fighting game.
Was it really?
Yes.
I mean, I know, like, I've heard stories where it's kind of built on the same fucking story over time, and like they keep adding more things, like more parts of whatever story it's trying to fucking tell.
Yeah, they did the whole Dynasty Warriors things. Then they did the Samurai Warriors thing, and then they did a series as a crossover, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, the original Dynasty Warriors
Wasn't it a Orochi or something like that?
Huh?
Wasn't it Warriors Orochi or something like that?
Something like that. And then they did another one where it was like the Dynasty Warriors characters, but it was a shoot 'em up.
The fuck?
Yeah, there's a weird Dynasty Warriors that's like shoot 'em up. I guess your thing timed out, huh?
Yeah, it did. That's the first time it's ever done that. I'm actually quite amazed that it did that this time.
Yeah, mine does it. I changed the time. Mine is not very.
I mean, like I very rarely let it sit, but my thing is, like, for the duration of a podcast, that thing is normally still on. I'm not sure. Like I said, well, for one, the controller is still connected to the PS4. That may be one contributing factor.
Mm-hmm. I really wish the battery life was better, even after the update where you could dim the light. Like the battery life is still terrible.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like, so I don't play it enough to actually notice that the battery is kind of shit. But I mean, yeah, for my PS3, like, so I can always rely on that to always be charged. Now, granted, when I turn it on, like that one time, like it will say, okay, it's dead. But like, so it had been months.
And kudos to Sony for turning off the thing where turning off the really obnoxious sound when your controller turns off, like when you're watching Netflix.
I haven't heard of so.
What yours doesn't? I mean,
is it like that chime?
Yeah, that chime. It's annoying as hell to me when I'm watching Netflix and I'm using my controller and then the controller turns off. It's like cling. Like, come on, dude, I'm watching.
Oh well, no, mine doesn't. I don't think mine ever made that noise because I think. Listen, now that you mention it, I've always found out after the fact that I can't control the PS4 anymore, only because that controller turned off.
Right. Well, they changed it. It doesn't make that. And also, when you press, if your controller is off and you press the button, they don't make you choose the profile anymore.
Well, it depends. If you have multiple profiles, it'll ask you to.
Probably.
Like I said, a friend of mine has his account on my system because he was trying to download a game, Well, he was trying to download Infamous Second Son only to realize that he had the disc version and couldn't do that. So in the process, huh?
So you were trying to get the hookup?
No, I didn't ask him to. Like, that was the thing. I didn't ask him to do it. I mean, he was willing to try to download so he can show me the game, which essentially probably would have given me the hookup.
This is my I don't believe you face.
You don't have to believe me. You don't have to. But you should know I do things legit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I should have tried to argue with the person on why I haven't hacked my PS3 to play bootleg games. Like, that's just something I won't do because, I mean, granted, while the evil corporation is making money off of me, there are still developers who are developing this game that I still want to support.
I had a special 360.
Everybody had a special 360. I had a special Wii.
I always wanted to do the special Wii thing.
It's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, I never really figured that part out. But I did a special 360. I played a little bit of Crisis on it, Crisis 2 on it, and then I never did anything else with it because the moment I tried to play Battlefield, the guy told me that my chip needed an upgrade, but he wanted to charge me for the upgrade.
Damn.
And I'm like, well, I'm not paying you another $35.
Oh, that's not
less than a month after I just paid you $35 to put the chip in the thing in the first place.
Well, I see that's a kind of a foresight on your end there.
It was.
That sounds like a lack of foresight on your end for not realizing that shit was going to happen.
Right. I didn't really know anything about it. I just wanted some free games, and I had downloaded the software and downloaded the right kind of discs to copy my own games so I could play, download games and play them myself. And I found it a lot easier to just buy them shits from GameFly.
Like, I mean, that's the thing, like I said, and that's their whole argument against pirate. Like I said, what the pirates and file sharing people. That's their argument against piracy. It's like, look, if you make it easily available, nobody's going to want to steal it. Like I said, you put your shit on Netflix. You put it on Amazon Prime. I mean, you put your games on GameFly. You actually make digital versions. You actually sell them at decent prices and not to try to price gouge everybody. Mm-hmm. Then nobody's going to want to steal it because now it's affordable. And, I mean, granted, I stopped pirating shit the day, like I said, that week I got my first job, my first real full-time job. Because I'm sitting there downloading shit. I was like, I had to stop. I stopped. I looked at Tiffany. I was like, what's the point now? Like, I have Netflix. I can buy music on iTunes. Like, at this time too, like I was doing a lot of stuff on.
You also don't have kids.
I still feel like that's not going. Like, I mean, still $1 here and there.
I'm just saying.
$1 here and there.
Your finances change when you got to pay child support.
Well, I mean, I imagine that won't be an issue for me. At least not now, and I'm hoping not.
When you have a kid, just how much money goes into having a kid? Just daycare by itself is like, are you serious? That's how much this shit costs?
Well, see, that's the beautiful thing. Like, so I guess this will be that point where I'm glad I kind of live close to family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where that kind of gets cut out. Or, I mean, really, have you not done nigga daycare?
I've done that.
As much as I don't want to have to do nigga daycare, and it worked for me.
I did that for a little while. And I did an at-home daycare for a while, and the at-home daycare was great, but a lot of the parents in the at-home daycare were military, and military, you can't really just kind of call out of work, so they would send their kids to this daycare, whether the kids had damn pneumonia or anything like that. They would send their kids to the daycare, and my kid kept getting sick. And it's I make sure my kid is great. I make sure she has vitamins and all of this other stuff. And then she goes to daycare and gets sick from your kids. So, so it did that, and then she went to a real daycare, and
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, for me, I don't have to worry about that. And I mean, I don't know. I would have to reread what my health insurance benefits now are. Now that I work for the state,
mm-hmm.
and I believe they cover some, if not all, of the costs for that. So
that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind paying a little bit out of my check to kind of not have to worry about high childcare costs.
Right.
When it comes to that. So
yeah, for my daughter last summer, as soon as school was out, it's $115 a week.
Whew. I don't even think my mom was paying that much, but I mean that was back in the '90s, so
yeah, it was $115 a week, and that's just for one kid.
Yeah, like so I'm saying that nigga daycare though. I mean, I turned out fantastic going over to some old woman's house. I was fed, I was taken care of. If I got in trouble, I was well disciplined. You know,
I survived.
I mean, it's like, like I said, we contemplate on whether or not we will do public school or private school. I mean, like we're serious about this. We want to have children or at least a child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get more than one, but you know, I don't control the uterus, so.
Right. And you never know, like when you get that first one.
That's what I've heard, and that's what I'm hoping for. Like, oh, it's not that bad. You're right. Let's go for number 2.
I was like, I'm not doing this again. Luckily, well, not luckily, but my ex couldn't have any more kids, so worked out. And my girlfriend had a hysterectomy, so worked out. So that's great. But I always said that I wanted to give my daughter a brother or a sister until I had a child, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
And therein lies my issue. Is like, how will Tiffany handle pregnancy? If she does not handle it very well, I don't want to have to do with that shitty kid too. It's like, you know what? You're right. I'm out. Whatever. We can have this one. I'm done.
What?
Maybe later. But like, it doesn't seem like you can handle this entirely too well. And when you can't, I can't. So no.
Yeah, as long as there's no complications, there's a lot that you can do to prepare. There's a lot of reading that you can do, and what to expect. That series is fantastic. Yeah, what to expect when you're expecting, and what to expect the first year are essential.
Oh yeah,
are essential, and they help you out so much because they answer just a lot of questions that you have when you're a first time parent. Being a first time parent is one of the most rewarding and scary things ever because you're just like, I don't want to fuck this person up. Like it's not like a thing where if I break this, it's possible that I can get another.
Yeah, I mean physically, I don't want to fuck that. I don't want to fuck that up. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, no. I want to break it. I want to break it. I want you to understand shit ain't what everybody's gonna tell you it is.
You'd be surprised how you feel like that before you have a little girl. If you go,
no, this is what I'm gonna break. I said no. I mean, you can sit and listen. Like I'm telling you right now, so you can listen to your mother, you can listen to your aunts, your cousins. Some niggas ain't shit. So let me tell you something right now. Some niggas can be the shit. Don't listen to them. Don't turn away all of them. Now, I'm not saying just let every dick just run up in you. But
I don't even want to think about this, man. Like, eventually someone's gonna want to have sex with my child, man.
I mean, dude, that's the inevitability of life. You gotta come to grips with this shit.
It hurts just to think about that.
I know. I know. See, these are things you have to be prepared for.
That's why when she was younger, I said I wanted her to be gay. I was
But
like,
then
because
somebody, well, I mean, well, I guess that lessens the chance of somebody being inside of her. Now, granted, I'm very uncomfortable talking about your daughter in this way, but
we've had the conversation on the Dream Team about there being a placebo effect instead of the actual thing being inside her. It will be something else.
well, see, and that's the thing. I mean, I feel like were, if she were a lesbian, like it lessens the chance that there may be something inside of her.
Yeah.
Because the fact that, I mean, there's that 50-50 chance she may be the one actually putting it in the other person.
True.
So, I mean, there's that. So, I mean, I guess there are some merits for wanting your little girl to be lesbian, but, that's your thing. I've got no qualms with that, and like I said, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I mean, but I've quite accepted the fact that if I were to have a little girl, yes, that's going to happen. I would want for her to bear me grandchildren, and there's multiple ways of doing that, but there's only one natural way to do it, and I'm okay with that as long as it's the one. Well, no, I can't even say that either. I'm gonna be seriously realistic. Yes, there are going to be multiple in there. Eh, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see when that time comes. I see you about to break. See, I told you, I'm ready.
My daughter is 6, and she already has a kindergarten crush.
No.
That has already convinced her to take her clothes off in kindergarten.
Whoa. She got it up front. She got the money up front, though, right?
Sir!
Yes. Oh man, I'm sorry.
It wasn't
right there.
It wasn't for that. It was for streaking purposes.
Oh, it's for streaking.
Yeah, it was for
That's
streaking
always
purposes.
fun. That's always fun. I wouldn't personally do that outside, but I mean,
it was for streaking purposes.
Yeah, I don't.
Streaking purposes only.
I bet you wish Tamika and Tyrone were here, don't you? Like you just got led in a cage with the craziest motherfucker on the planet.
I'm really interested in trying to figure out a little bit more about the order.
The order of what?
The order on PlayStation.
Oh, I thought about it.
That was me changing the subject.
I've thought about it.
I just want to know more about it.
I gotta see some more. All I've seen was 4 people in fog shooting at things.
Okay, let me question. Do you have any care about Evolve at all?
No. I mean, concept is pretty interesting, but would I pick it up? No.
Yeah, I kind of feel a little bit of the same way.
I don't know 4 other people that I would play a video game with, so, I mean, at least on the PS4 anyway.
That's true. I know a couple people.
It's not worth buying it for, like, me and 4 friends to get together to try a game that I won't like. I don't like taking things back, so, like, I'd be sitting with the $60 game that, I would only play once.
Right. I'm contemplating whether I should buy Killzone or not.
I bought it.
I have the.
Wait, it's $20 on GameFly, right?
Yeah, well, I've been on GameFly for a while, so it's $17.99, and I got a $5 off coupon. But I'm still like, am I actually going to play this online? Because I found the single player to be mostly pretty boring.
But so you've already played it.
I played the single. I have it from GameFly.
Then I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I have it from GameFly. I still have it. I can keep it for that amount.
I wouldn't worry about too much then. Honestly, the only reason I'm buying it is because, one, I've since deactivated my GameFly because I've got shit tons of games to play on my PS3.
Right.
And the Vita is actually getting more action. And, believe it or not, my 3DS is becoming my doorstop.
Really, I thought about buying a 3DS.
I
Actually,
wouldn't.
I thought about buying a 2DS.
I wouldn't. That thing just looks dumb. You're just better off buying a 3DS,
Well,
just not turning on the 3D.
Well, but see, for me personally, I don't. Well, first of all, I had a commute, but I was driving myself. I don't take public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now I don't have a commute. My commute is walking downstairs. So it's not like I'm gonna take the thing anywhere.
But the thing is, it's not like it's not like I would take my 3DS or my Vita somewhere. I mean, granted, yeah, there's a commute. Like if I feel lazy, I would take the bus from the parking deck to where I work. Mm-hmm. But it's like 2 minutes. So yeah, my commute is still nothing if I'm not driving. But like I still play the games while I'm at the house. Because the fact that even though it's made for portable gaming, they still have experiences that I probably won't get somewhere else. Now, granted, I could play Final Fantasy X on my PS3 all day, and probably maybe what I should be doing, but it's at least giving me something to do and not have to be in my office all the time.
Yeah, I really want a Vita just so I can stream 2K when I'm downstairs at work.
I mean, since I have no, I'm not laughing at that. That's pretty much my fucking idea. Like I said, the remote play connectivity was terrible when my PS4 was downstairs in my living room. Mm-hmm. But since I moved it up here, hooked it up to a switch that connects to my router, so it's wired now. That connection is fucking fantastic. But at least in my house.
Right.
Like I was able to.
Mine is wired.
I was able to use my Vita as a third controller for Mercenary Kings. Like it was actually that fucking smooth. There was no lag, but either in the control input to where like I was able to look at the TV or my Vita screen to get any information that I needed. It was fantastic. I love it.
Okay.
Now, granted, I haven't tried it outside my house because
I've heard good things though.
I've heard some pretty good things too. Like I said, the last time I tried it outside my house, I was trying it at Red Hat, and the wireless was locked down where I couldn't do it. And I've never had my Vita when I went to my parents' house, and I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it at UNC because I haven't taken my Vita with me to work at UNC. But like I said, I know I've tried the remote play stuff at home, and it works good. Like I said, I haven't had any connection issues like I've had when both of the devices were wireless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel good. It's smart.
Like that's the only reason why I want a Vita, and because of, having PSN Plus, I get all those Vita games that I download them anyway. I download them anyway just in case eventually I get a Vita.
I mean, the Vita's like fucking $200, and you can play Borderlands again.
Fuck yes.
Borderlands 2, that shit's come out. Why haven't you grabbed the Vita?
Because I now have to buy a car.
Yeah, there's that.
I have to buy a car, and once a month I have to take a trip to Baltimore.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, but at $200 though, like I said, when you can, like I said, I would definitely jump on that. Like for $200 and in the way that new Vita looks, I mean, granted, it's an LCD as opposed to an OLED display.
I don't think it would matter to me that much.
They're saying that it only matters if you have both of them and you can see the difference.
Right.
But if you picked up the LCD one and didn't look at the OLED again, you would notice a difference in the screen. And for me, I don't care. Like I said, for me, I don't really care that much. I mean, you're playing Vita games.
Right. And I'm not
too good.
I'm not a big graphics guy in the first place.
The only game I'm playing is fucking Final Fantasy X, so It's a PS2 game.
Right. Hey, this is no big deal. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. No, I played Final Fantasy. What was that 2 on the Super Nintendo? I played quite a few hours of that. I tried to play 7 at the time. I was working in a video store. I played a little bit of 7, but I was just like, I don't want to play this anymore, so I took it back.
Yeah, those games do tend to be fairly long in the tooth.
I didn't make it off the first disc, because
I didn't either. I
was 4 discs.
Even
At
going
that time,
back
I
to
ain't never
trying to
seen no
play
shit
it.
like that,
I mean, even trying to go back to play it on the PS3, I still didn't make it off of what would have still been the first disc.
Wow.
Cause while it was good and I was, progressing pretty far, it's still like, okay, there's this thing now on my PS4, or hey, there's this thing on the PS3. I should go play that, and I will forget about it.
So what's so compelling about 10?
I'm actually forcing myself to play it.
Okay.
I mean, it's like I said, something I spent quite a bit of money on, and like I said, okay, if I don't get to 10 too, I won't feel too upset about it. But I would at least like to try to finish a Final Fantasy game for the first time ever in life, and just finish Final Fantasy because I think I've come close to finishing Final Fantasy X. I think I came close and just at that time, again, still game addiction. I think I was it was in middle school when Final Fantasy X came out. So, yeah, that didn't pan out too well.
Okay.
Yeah, it took a while for my parents to realize that it wasn't so much a game addiction, but I have this gift of loving technology and understanding how it works, and if I don't, I want to understand. Video games fit in that category.
Yeah, the curiosity factor.
It very much a huge curiosity factor. Now they understand it and kind of let me be. Well, I mean, granted, they have no choice now because guess what? I buy my own shit. But when it comes time to ask somebody, how does X work? They know who to talk to. And quite frankly, I was surprised when they both bought HTC Ones.
I miss my Evo so much.
Man, my Evo. Oh, I love that Evo.
I love my Evo so much.
That was the best phone.
Which is surprising that I never looked at another HTC ever again.
I mean, that was when HTC was doing things right, and I loved it. I loved everything about that phone. I mean, granted, I have the HTC One Max now, but that HTC Evo it set the bar. Like, this is what Android should be before the Nexus devices came out. And even with the Nexus 1, like I said, I still felt like it paled in comparison to my HTC Evo.
Wow, that's a statement.
And that was an HTC device itself. The Nexus 1 did not compete. I felt like it did not compete with my HTC Evo. I mean, granted, the Nexus S came out, and that was really nice. The Galaxy Nexus came out, and I could have took it or left that one. Like, I felt like that fucking device was a clusterfuck, especially on Verizon.
I was in Walmart and I saw the Samsung Galaxy. I don't even know what the fuck it's called. Galaxy gigantic fucking phone.
The Note?
No, it's not the Note. It's bigger than the Note.
Tab.
No, it is not a tablet. It's like the Samsung Galaxy fucking giant. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the exact word. Hold on. Yeah.
I wonder if it's the Mega. I think the Mega came out.
Is it the Mega? Because it's not as powerful as the Note or the S5 and stuff like that, but this thing is freaking huge.
I want to say it was the
I
Mega.
think it is. I think it is Mega because it is. It has a. It has is a 6.3 screen.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that thing is freaking huge. And I'm like, I would like one of those, but if I'm gonna get a phone, I'm gonna get a Note. I'm not gonna get this.
Yeah, I mean the Note. If you're looking at essentially, I'm afraid we can't use phablet anymore, mainly because of the fact that most high-end devices are over 5 inches now.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like so, I mean, if you want like a bigger phone, like the best one to get would essentially still be the Galaxy Note 3. Because even though I have the HTC One Max, like I said, it's still the same hardware that's in the HTC One.
Hmm.
Even though it came out several months later, there was at the time there was a faster process than what was in HTC One. They took out the image stabilization from the HTC One. They took that out, so all my pictures will look shaky as shit.
Hmm.
And this 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera they got going on, like it's terrible. Like if I'm taking a wide picture, not zooming in, the pictures look okay. And I'm assuming that's how most people take pictures on their cell phones. They don't try to zoom in, or they don't try to crop their photos. So 4 megapixels will do it for them, but for me, I do like to try to take some decent photos. And HTC, they put out a camera that's worse than fucking Motorola's. That's saying something.
I'm gonna end up buying because I have my S3 that I use pretty much like a tablet because I can't use it as a phone and then I have this cheapy phone and I was thinking about upgrading my cheapy phone to a Motorola G just because another cheapy phone because I don't want to spend all that money on a phone where I could still use my S3 and be perfectly fine.
Well, I mean, I think like so Google's supposed to be coming out with something like the N5, like the Nexus N5 or something like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be like a free version of the Nexus 5 that does have a bit of advertising in it.
Well, I'm on a prepaid account. I mean, I'm on a prepaid phone service. So
I mean, it takes a SIM card, so
okay, I'll figure it out.
I mean, I don't know. I would assume like the phones work with fucking Straight Talk and like any GSM carrier. So
yeah, I'll figure it out. All right, I think we should wrap this up.
Indeed. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Scarfinger. Do you have any shout outs? Anybody you want to plug? Any shows?
No, I'm just happy to be on the show. It sucks that Turner and Tamika weren't here.
Right, after they aggressively told you that you were going to show up.
Right, I was contractually obligated to be here, but apparently
I didn't even know what was going on that morning.
Yeah, so that's a little odd, but I'm here. I was here. It was awesome.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Surprisingly, because you're always the one that's like, he's here again.
Look, we could say that's a character. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, but no, of course, shout out to y'all in the show, and just check out other shows that I'm on, the Dream Team and Scarcasm Live, and I promise I'm going to be doing more Scarcasm Lives, even if I have to do them by myself.
If you can ping me those links so I can put those in the show notes.
Oh, you can get it all on geeksgoneraw.com.
Fantastic.
That's the best place to get it all. geeksgoneraw.com.
That works for me.
Is how you get everything.
That works for me.
And then just shout out to Aaron. I haven't talked that much to Aaron in a couple weeks, but
I haven't either. I don't know. I did submit an email to the show, and that was the last time I talked to him through email.
Yeah, I listened to the show. I don't think I listened to the last one, but I listened to the one with Cagman Thing, and Cagman Thing is possibly the worst podcast guest ever. Like he literally fell asleep with his microphone on.
Oh no!
And they had to drop him from the call because the snoring was interfering with them closing out the show.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I got some shows to catch up on myself.
Yeah, the show with Cagman Thing, he is literally you can hear he is like snoring like yeah, it was terrible, but I thought they handled it well. Like they had a lot of fun at Cagman's expense. But yeah, just shout out to as my blanket shout out to everyone who listens to our shows, because you know what, there's a lot of things that you could be doing. There's a lot of podcasts out there. You choosing to spend a little bit of time with us is fantastic, and we thank you for that.
Indeed, we do. Is that it?
That's it for me.
All right. Well, definitely want to give shouts out to you. Thank you, Scar, for joining.
You're welcome. I had fun.
It's only me though.
Yeah, it's all right.
Definitely want to give shouts out to the lovely, the wonderful Mrs. Nikika 85, my wife Tiffany, for allowing me to do this each and every weeknight. I mean, not every weeknight. Excuse me, each and every week. Speaking of which, like I said, definitely shouts out to. Jesus, forgot names already. Damn. Aaron, Tiny, Assault Suit, the Game Enthused crew. Definitely, check them out. Check out Scar. Hopefully, again, coming soon. Scar Chasm Live. You can also check them out on the Dream Team. We'll definitely have links to them in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Maybe not at the bottom of this video, but you can check out the blog post, and we'll have it there. Because I get sent out to iTunes. Definitely check us out on youtube.com/MajorLinux. Check us out at the Major Sophistication Zero podcast playlist, where we have all the shows. Get to see us. It's
this old ass jersey on.
Okay.
I'm wearing a McNabb jersey.
That's what I want. I was about to say Vic, but that's not right. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
I mean, I am from Newport News, but still, no, it's a McNabb jersey. I've had this for a while.
Let's see. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. Definitely check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher. Definitely check us out on themzero.com. That's THEMSZERO.com. Follow us at themzero on Twitter. I'm at Major Linux. Sophisticates4 is at Sophisticates_4, and 004 is at ZERO, the word zero, then the number 0, and then the word 4, FOUR. Definitely,
this stuff all complicated.
It is very complicated, and like I said, for all the names that he decided he wanted to stick on, it was that one.
Right.
Quite frankly, we can't complain because at least he's sticking to a name. Damn. That nigga's been through 20 name changes since we started recording podcasts. Like, he was Dizzy Cross for a good long time before we started Enthused Life. But then, just in the process of all of that, he's done changed his name 20 times. So, finally, we got him to stick to something. Definitely, special shouts out to Microsoft for, lowering a price of your Xbox One to $400. Now, that $100 alone.
They didn't really lower the price. They just cut out Connect, and then the price it should have been.
All I'm saying is that price drop, that removal of an item, made it just that much more enticing to where I am more inclined to buy it now. Okay. I actually really considering on buying it the day they make them available. But yeah, so this has been Major Sophistication Zero. You can catch us every Wednesday night live at 10 o'clock p.m. provided there are no technical issues. Granted, we made it do the show with two. I'm gonna say two technical issues. One, two of our hosts are missing, and two, I did kind of cut out in the middle of the video again. Yay me and yay the internet. At least it wasn't my router resetting, because that was the first thing I checked. Well, not my router, but my modem. That was the first thing I checked when that shit happened. But yeah, definitely will be live every Wednesday night, 10 o'clock p.m., unless otherwise stated, with shows just going up on iTunes, hopefully within an hour or two. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I've done the house cleaning part, so I guess the next bit will be goodbye. Peace.